are listening to the Free to Be Mindful podcast, which provides bite-sized tips for busy parents, educators, and anyone working with kids. These real talk conversations focus on mindful living, mental health, and personal growth, helping all to learn, grow, and inspire with mindfulness in mind. I'm your host, Vanessa de Jesus Guzman, educator, licensed professional counselor, entrepreneur, and mom. I'm passionate about helping folks live life with peace of mind and ease of heart while not losing their, well, you know, here we go. Have you ever tried to practice meditation but have no idea if it's working or even if you're doing it right? Wouldn't it be awesome if there was something to let you know when you're in the zone, to let you know to do more of that? Well, there is something that does exactly that. It's called MUSE. MUSE is a brain sensing headband that helps you find more calm, sharper focus, and better sleep. It does this by measuring your brain waves and lets you know exactly when you're in a meditative state. It's an awesome tool for kids and for adults alike. You can get 15% off any MUSE product by clicking the link in the show notes below. Check them out at choosemuse.com. And again, don't forget to use that link for 15% discount at checkout. Hi, and welcome back. I hope that you're feeling good, looking good, and doing better in this world than you were yesterday. On the date this podcast is being released, it is Easter Sunday. The Hallmark version of Easter focuses on bunnies, chocolate, peeps, and Easter baskets, none of which I had as a kid. As I've shared, my family is from Dominican Republic, and my parents came to the US when they were in their early 20s. Growing up in a culture and in a household that was deeply rooted in Catholicism, I grew up being unable to play music or even play the TV loudly on Good Friday. All of Saturday would be subdued, and then on Easter Sunday, we will all go to church, complete with frilly dresses, hat, and gloves. And Easter dinner greatly compared to Thanksgiving dinner in terms of the family gathering, getting dressed up, and the ridiculous but delicious amount of food that was made. I remember one year when I was in my teens, my mom bought plastic Easter eggs to hide all around the house for my baby brother, who is 10 years younger than me. I remember looking at my other brother, who is 2.5 years younger than me, and we said to each other, "What is this? And for what? We don't do this," because we just didn't grow up with that tradition. I'll share with you that the first year I ever painted eggs was just a few years ago when my son was around 4 or 5 years old. And due to the vinegar smell, I have not repeated the project since. My son does get an Easter basket though, and not anything enormous or over the top, but just a little something to enjoy the Hallmark version of the holiday. So back to the story. Without getting deep into religion, Easter marks a day where Christians believe that Jesus rose from the dead, leaving his old life behind as a man and returning as the Son of God. Typically taking place in the spring, Easter also marks the start of new life as the flowers on the trees begin to bud, along with all of our allergies. Each year, here in the Northeast, it seems like in the fall, the earth seems to shed her old life, and then she hibernates during the winter, and in the spring, she comes out with a brand new life. I wonder how many of us humans take heed to that same idea. In the superficial sense, we all shed the heavy jackets and clothes as the weather gets nicer. And sometimes after long winters, it seems that even attitudes are also renewed as moods just begin to lift. But when we look at our lives deeper, I welcome you to take a moment and ask yourself, am I hanging on to something of my past that no longer serves me? This something could be persons of your past, perhaps folks that you no longer speak with due to any type of differences. Perhaps this something is an event which may have been traumatic and may have changed your life, maybe a loss of a loved one, or perhaps this is an ideal or expectation that was not obtained. As humans, our lives are filled with so many wondrous things. And just as a roller coaster, we go through ups and downs, both of which could mark our lives in ways we could have ever imagined. Sometimes these changes push us to shed the old, and other times these changes leave deep scars and sometimes wounds that seem to never quite heal. When we hold on to the past, or when we stay stuck, or when we constantly replay negative or traumatic events in our minds, are we really able to grow? Are we able to learn from it and move past it? This, of course, can be challenging. And the same can kind of be said for positive events as well. For example, a new job, a new partner, the birth of a child, moving to a new town or state. Are we able to swim through the sticky spots of discomfort in order to then enjoy what is waiting for us on the other side? There are stages in life where we are expected to somewhat reinvent ourselves, so to speak. For example, a start of a new school, the start of high school or college, a new job, moving to a new location, meeting someone new, entering a different stage of life. We have the opportunity to reinvent ourselves in each and every one of those examples. And in a very loose way, we also engage in the same idea around New Year's Eve when we're thinking about what our goals will be for the upcoming year. However, being a business owner has taught me a few things, and now I look at the year a little bit differently. When looking at the full calendar year, I still look at September as the start of a new year just because it's a new school year, and I've literally have been in school since the age of 4. But I now, as a business owner, I look at the year in quarters, each set of 3 months amounting to one quarter and having 4 quarters in all. The start of April marks the second quarter of the year. And with the start of this second quarter and this holiday holding the resemblance of new life, I welcome you to ask yourself, how can I start anew? What would I like to reinvent? Am I reaching my goals? What can I do differently in order to reach those goals? Technically, we don't have to wait for a certain time of the year or a life-altering event to let go of the old, reflect on where we are in life, and start fresh. Each day is an opportunity to have a fresh start, to set new goals, and to make the changes necessary to obtain these goals. My friends, may you enter quarter 2 of this year with a sense of renewal and know that you can hit refresh on your life, on your goals, and on your mindset whenever you deem necessary. So right now, regardless of where you are or what you're doing, bring awareness to your breath. Naturally breathe in and out, and focus on your breath as you do this. Our breath is one of the main things we hold control over in our lives. And when it may seem scary to let go of the control in other areas, you can always return to the control you have over your breath. As you breathe in and out, I ask you to bring awareness to the space between your in-breath and your out-breath. And maybe you even intentionally pause at the top of your breath before letting it go. Then for a moment, again at the bottom breath, before you breathe back in. So together with me, breathe in for 4 counts, hold at the top for 3, then breathe out for 7, and hold a moment before you breathe in again. As you continue to breathe, I would like to share with you the idea of anchor words. These are words that help you keep your awareness on the current moment. They can be kept consistent, or they can change as you need it. Breathe in peace. Breathe out gratitude. Breathe in patience. Breathe out ease. Breathe in compassion. Breathe out forgiveness. Breathe in acceptance. Breathe out trust. Breathe in joy. And breathe out love. As you breathe out with any of these anchor words that you choose, be sure to let go of the things that no longer serve you. And know that you could always bring in things you need to reinvent yourself, to reset, to refresh, and to be the best version of you that you'd like to be. Have a great week. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. It would mean a ton if you took this moment to review the Free to Be Mindful podcast on the platform you catch your favorite shows. That quick and easy act lets me know what you enjoy, and it helps others find the podcast too. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you can listen along next week. In the meantime, I welcome you to catch me on social media at Counselor V de Jesus. And as always, remember, in a world where you are free to be anything that you want to be, you are always free to be mindful. Catch you next week.